Representing the 31 to 53 foot class in the center console category, the Contender 39ST has an overall length of 39 feet, a beam of 10 feet 10 inches, and a max horsepower rating of 1600. Engineered for hardcore offshore fishing, she has a draft of 24 inches, a dead rise of 24.5 degrees, a dry weight of 15,400 pounds, and a fuel capacity of 500 gallons. Now, let's hear more from our hosts, George Labonte and Rick Riles.
Hey, Captain Labonte.
Yes, sir.
Remember eons ago back in Gloucester when you could back into that slip with the biggest fish of the day? Man, you felt like royalty. You remember?
Absolutely.
You were a king for a day. I had that feeling when we pulled this new 39 Contender up to the marina this afternoon. Boy, it's hard to not feel like you're riding on royalty. Buddy, the ride in a 3 to 4 foot tight southeast, you know that chop we get when it blows out of the southeast about 15, ate it up.
Absolutely. You know, Contender hit a home run. I mean, they've got it figured out. It's a boat not only known for their fishability, but the ride. I mean, the ride says it all. And they're 24.5 degree dead rise on the bottom, and it's a double step bottom too. I mean, when you've hit the formula just right, you don't mess around with it. Just look a little bit at the history of tournament fishing in South Florida. This 39 has been at the podium numerous times. They've won the division, the overall championship, first place, second place. I mean, they go over and over to the winner's circle. This is a very serious weapon for saltwater fishing.
Let's get to it. One of the big reasons that comes to mind right away about why this thing's so deadly in sailfish tournaments, a lot of those sailfish tournaments are all about kite fishing. For kite fishing, you need a lot of real estate. It starts with the open bow, but I love having this coffin box right here. It gives you a place to center on, it gives you a place to sit down, relax if you get a break in the action, and it's in no way impeding your progress around the boat.
This one happens to have a 260 quart fully lined insulated fish box underneath it that you can access to with electric actuators. I mean, it's on a ram, hit the button, up she comes. I mean, so you can get in there and get stuff out of it, put that down, just use this as a cooler, or this is a seat too. So, I mean, a lot of uses here.
You know something I've seen a big absence of in these big center consoles that Contender never got away from? This is their signature bow rail, and let me tell you what, when it's nasty and you're running, I am mighty glad to have it.
Absolutely. Why don't we move back and take a look at this console? A lot going on under it and over it. Let's go. You know, buddy, when you're laying out a boat like this, there's a lot of things to consider, okay? You start looking at design elements of a boat. A lot of thought has to go into the way it's laid out. Well, this one, you can tell a lot of thought went into it.
I love everything about it, starting with the recessed electronics.
Yeah, I mean, recessed and also blacked out in there. You know, that's going to aid your visibility. I mean, that swallows up all the glare, keeps your two big displays in the shade so you can see them really easy, keeps them out of the weather, and adds another place to put a bunch of stuff like your phones and cameras and stuff like that.
I love the seat back here. I love the fact that for me, this boat would have to have an autopilot. Turn it on, relax. It makes that 40-mile run so much nicer.
You bet. And also, really big, oversized hardtop here. You know, you're going to want a lot of shade on the boat. This certainly provides it. And the console is large. I mean, down inside, there's a head in there, and there's plenty of room to store a bunch of gear. I mean, you can stand up down in there. It's roomy, but the cockpit is really what is impressing me about this boat. Let's talk a little bit about how many live baits you can carry on this boat. Let's move back into the back.
Captain George, I finally figured out why they built this boat so big.
They needed room to put 500,000 gallons of water for live bait?
Let me tell you. Well, Joe Niebuhr, right, who designed this boat, is one of the best live bait sailfish fishermen in the world. Now you can see why he took over the design of the cockpit of this boat. Live wells everywhere you look.
For starters, you know, the standard issue boat's going to have two 40-gallon live wells in the transom. That's these two right here. You've also got a 100-gallon live well on the deck right here, okay? Now, if that's not enough for you, you know, fishing at a competitive level, traveling all over the place, fishing these tournament series all over, you know, sometimes you need to take your bait with you, and you need to bring bait from a distant place. Well, these boats have been known to, and they rig you up with quick connects where you've got water everywhere to put a tank on the deck.
George, let's talk about power for just a second. We see every motor, okay? Before the year is over, we've seen them all. We've never seen a more dependable, efficient engine than the Yamaha V6 300. And let me tell you, 3 of them on this boat, take it from me, it's plenty.
The fact that these triple 300 Yamahas will get you to 60 on a boat with a tower says a lot about the design of the boat and the motors. Great combination.
If you're really serious, I mean, fishing's not your hobby. Fishing is your passion. tournament fishing, competing, being the best boat, catching the most fish is your passion, that's where the 39 Contender ST enters your wheelhouse. It is all serious, it is all business, it's laid out gorgeous, but it is a deadly weapon when it comes to blue water tournament fishing.